Very good morning. Today class topic is what? Use. Today class topic is what? Use memo hook, right? Good. Today class topic is go for the use effect hook, right? The purpose of use effect hook, code automatically executed when the component loads, right? The component is what? Loaded. When the component load, that hook executed automatically. That is called what hook? Use effect hook. So guys, how many ways you can create a function for a component? React component. How many ways you can create a component? Two ways. One is the functional component. Second one is the class level component, right? Yeah, functional components and class level components. I hope you know the functional components and class level components. That is okay, fine. Coming to the class level components. Components here. Class level components. What components are? Class level components. Coming to the class level component, some people in entry they'll ask the question like, what are the life cycle methods of component class level components? What are the, tell me guys, life cycle methods? Life cycle stages are life cycle methods and life cycle process. Life cycle what? Okay, stages of what you guys say? Class level component. What is the class level component life cycle stages means? Tell me guys, what are the life cycle stages of what component? Class level component. See, life cycle stages, life cycle, what you can say, stages. Total, we have the 4 stages, guys. Here. Number 1 is what? Component, like, component. Like, this is functional component or class level component I'm talking? Class level component I'm talking, not functional component here. The class level components is the life cycle stages we have the one is the component mounting phase. Component what? Mounting phase. Component mount. Okay, so component. Tell me guys, component what? Mounting stage. So component mounting. Second one is like component is like updating phase. Component is what? Mounting phase. Second one is component is what? Updating phase. And component error handling phase. Component is what? Error handling phase. Tell me guys, error handling phase. Last one is the component. Tell me, component mounting, updating, error handling, component unmounting. Total, how many stages we have total here? 4 stages. Most frequent we have these 4 stages, guys. Component mounting, updating, and what? Error handling and component unmounting. These are the 4 stages we have. So what is this component mounting? Component mounting means when the component loads, guys. Components what? Loads. Tell me the component loads, then what happened? When the component loaded, tell me component loaded, what happened? When the component loads, tell me when component what? Component loads. When the component loads, like all the JSX code is converted into what structure, guys? Virtual DOM. That means what? The elements are added to the DOM stage, right? DOM structure, right? When the component loads, what happens, guys? All the elements are added into where? DOM structure, no? That is called component mounting stage. All the elements are called added to what stage? DOM structure. The component loads, all the elements are added to what? Tell me, all the JSS elements, JSS, JSXR, all the JSX elements are added to what? Added to what you can say, guys, here, DOM. That is like, component mounting phase. Nothing but first time component loads, guys. Component loads, all the JSX code is added to what? DOM structure, right? That is happen how many times? DOM creation only once. Component mounting is happen only once. After component is mounting means what? First of all, component is loaded. After component loaded, then what we are doing? Component loading, we are doing updation operation, right? Set state. Use state hook you are taking. Use state hook and set data, set state, we are calling that updating the data. Then component updating, guys. It means what? When the component, tell me guys, when the component state changes, state change one time or multiple times? Component updating, like when the component state changes, state or what? Props changes because inputs coming one input or multiple inputs are multiple inputs. When the component state changes or prop changes, then the component is what? Updating stage will be executed. Component what? Updating stage will be executed. The component is updating is done one time or multiple times? Multiple times. Exactly. Next one is what, guys? We need to handle errors using what blocks here? Try-catch blocks. Maybe in the, we discussed in the Axios package, right? Axios try-catch blocks to handle what? Errors, no? That is happen one time or multiple times? Multiple component errors. Error handling is called one time or multiple times? Times. Error handling also can done multiple times. See, component mounting means what? When the first time component is loaded, all the elements are added to what? DOM. That is like component mount. Component is what? Mounting. Second is a component is updating. Component is error handling. Component is what? Unmounting. See guys, once the component is loading is completed, we need to, if we click on the another component, the previous component is what? Unmount from the DOM, right? Yes, unmounting means what? Removed from the DOM. Mounting means what? Added to the mounting means what? Added to the DOM. Unmounting means what? Removed from the DOM. Mounting and unmounting is done how many times? One time. Updating and error handling is done. That is like life cycle stages. What stages? These all the life cycles belongs to functional component or class level components. Only class level components. Functional level components, you don't have life cycle stages. These life cycle stages are managed by the hooks actually. These life cycle stages are managed by what? Hooks. Got the point, right? Managed by the hooks like use effect, use state hook. Those will maintain the database. What are the class level components lifecycle stages total here? Component mounting, component what? Unmounting. Next one is what? Error handling. Component is what? Unmounting. Component mounting and unmounting is executed how many times? One time. Updating executed multiple times. Error handling executed. Before the component mounting, guys, class level component contains a constructor. What the purpose of the constructor? Normal Java level or Python level. Constructor what? Use it to, tell me guys, use it to what? Initialize the initialize the data, right? Initialize the data. So that is done before component mounting or before, sorry, constructor execution done what? Before component mounting. Before the component is what? It's nothing but what? Constructor is used to initialize the data, right? Starting values. What values are starting values? There are four stages we have, guys. What are four stages? Tell me component, mounting, component, updating, component, error handling, component, unmounting. Guys, here we will execute like four methods here. Class level component lifecycle phases. Constructor is used to initialize the data. Constructor is what? Used to initialize the data. And tell me guys, when the mounting phase, one function execute automatically, one method execute automatically. That is what? Component did mount method, guys. Component did mount. Second one is what? This is called how many times only? Once. And the component updating phase, it is called one function automatically. Component did, tell me guys, component did mount, component what? Did update, component what? Did catch, component what? Did, component will unmount. So these all the methods are there in functional components or class level components are. Class level components, if you want to do some activity when the component is what? Added to the DOM, you can write that code using what? Component did mount. Second one is what? Component did update. Next one component did catch. Component will unmount. Will what? Total how many phases total we have? What are four? Component what? Mounting stage. Mounting stage. Second one is what? Update stage. Error handling stage. Unmounting stage. Updating stage is happen one time, multiple times called. That method is called multiple times when the component is what? State changes or proc changes. That is called one time, multiple times. Mounting stage happen how many times? One time, multiple times. One time when the component is what? Added to the DOM. Component unmounting is done how many times? One time. When the component is what? Removed from the DOM. Added to the DOM, removed from the DOM, updates and error handling. Sorry, what are the 4 points? Added to the component, added to the DOM, mounting stage. Mounting stage and unmounting stage, guys. Mounting means what? Added to the DOM. Unmounting means what? Mounting means added to the DOM. Unmounting means removed from the DOM. That is happened how many times only? Component mounting and unmounting is done only once. Updation means what? Multiple times. Error handling also. Total how many phases total we have? Yeah, write that points. And I just going to. But sometimes some people ask this type of questions, sir. So what are the class level components lifecycle phases? Constructor is executed how many times only? Once initialize the data. Before mounting, after mounting. Before the component is what? And mounting stage, what function got executed? Component did mount. Component did mount. Updating phase means component did update. అన్నిటికీ did అంటే చేయండి కాంపోనెంట్ did mount, కాంపోనెంట్ did update, కాంపోనెంట్ did catch, కాంపోనెంట్ did లేదు అక్కడ will unmount. Will these are the life cycle phases of what components? The class level components, life cycle stages. By complete and total, how many stages we have total? 4 stages. What are the 4 stages? Component. Right, listen. What is the recurring task? The task, recurring task. Mostly is clear. What is the recurring task? Recurring means what? Online people, please respond. What is the recurring? Recursion. Recursion means what? What is the recursion? Function? Function calling itself means same function executing one time or multiple times. In the same way, JavaScript also has recurring tasks. Nothing but a task, same task to execute multiple times. What task are? Recurring task. Recurring task means the task will execute like one time, multiple times. Same task will be executed like multiple times is called what task is? Recurring task. What task? What is the recurring task? The task will execute. The task is executed multiple times. That is called what? Recurring task. Very nice. Good. Generally tell me, I want to increase the timer, guys. To increase the timer. Guys, to increase what? Timer. Assume that I'm going for the timer something like that. Timer is what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that, I want to execute the code. What we have to execute? Timer example. Timer means what? When you go for any exams, like, we have the starting time and once the time is over, automatically data submitted, right? That is a task we have to implement. What do you have to implement there? Timer for, what Timer for what? Exams. For the exams, we need to implement a timer, guys. It means what? The time keep on should increase, or decrease. Like sometimes what happened? Like 1 hour means what? 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, like that it is going. Some exams what they will do? 60 minutes, 59 minutes, 57 minutes, like it is going for one time. That there depends on the requirement. It means what? The same task should execute one time or multiple times, multiple times. Like keep on increasing the timer. Keep on what? Increasing the timer. Keep on to increase the timer, guys. We have one function like set interval. Set what? Interval. Set interval is like JavaScript function. What the function name, guys? Set interval. Set interval is a JavaScript function. It is a recursive function. Like what you can say, recursive task. What task? It means in set interval, if you write any logic, that logic execute automatically. That execute what? Automatically. That is set interval, guys. Set interval, just you can write the logic here. Just you can put the logic arrow function. and arrow function will know that just you can put what braces and you can write the arrow function logics. Tell me guys, these logics execute automatically. The logics are what? Executed automatically. That is called set interval. Guys. Set interval purpose is what? Set interval purpose is what? Inside the set interval, if you write the task, if you write some logic, that logic what? Recursively called automatically. It's keep on executing, keep on executing, keep on executing. You want to keep on executing, right? How much time gap we have to give for the keep on execution? How much time gap we have to give? This is what? This is a recursive function, something like RF I taken. What a function am I taken here? RF. Set interval, you take the function. Set interval function is what? Use it to write the logic. That logic is what? Keep on executing. Keep on what? Keep on executing, right? Keep on executing means keep on executing. First time executed, second time executed. First time, second time, how much gap we have to give? Assume that you want to give 1 second. 1 second means comma. Just you can put the timer like 1000 milliseconds. How many milliseconds? 1000. 1000 milliseconds equal 1 second gap. It means set interval, the logic should be executed, keep on. What gap here? 1 second gap. What gap here? 1 second. That is set interval function. What function guys? Set interval. What is the purpose of set interval? To execute the logic. How many times? Multiple times. Within how much gap? 1000 seconds rather. 1000 milliseconds. Nothing but how many seconds, sir? Second. 1 second gap. Keep on executing, like that. Keep on what? Executing. That is the purpose of set interval function, guys. See, some functions are important in the JavaScript also. Set interval, set timeout. We discussed the set timeout, right? Like set interval. Set interval used to write what function, guys? Here, recursive function. That function logic executed one time, multiple times, multiple times. How much gap here? 1 second gap. The code execute, right? Exactly. Sir, everything is fine, sir. Set interval means what? Keep on executing. How many times you want to execute? How many times? Assume that 1 to 60 times. 1 to 60 times means after 60th time we have to do what? Stop. To stop the recursive function, right? To stop the recursive function, guys, go for the clear interval. Clear what? We are setting the interval, right? Setting the interval means starting point. Clear interval means what? Where we have to stop. Clear interval, just you can write what? RF. Clear interval what? RF. It means this code executed how many times? Like how many times means here you are making the count equal to count plus 1. When the count becomes what? 60. Count becomes what? 60. Then what I will do here? When the count becomes the 60, then what happened is clear interval got executed. It is executing what? RF means what? Recursive function. It is stopping the recursive function. Stopping what? Recursive function. See guys, I'll do one thing. You know that use effect hook, right? Use effect hook automatically executed when the, tell me, when the component is what? Loads. Guys, here you can write the RF set interval function. This clear interval should execute how many times, sir? Only once when the application is what? Stopped. That's what, guys, you write this code in the return statement. You write this code inside what? Return statement. Inside the use effect, if you write the code inside the return statement, very, very important, guys, 1 point. Inside the use effect, if you write what statement? Return statement, this should be executed only once when the component is unmounted. Component is what? Unmount means removed from DOM. Removed from DOM. That's it. See, this code executed like multiple times. This code executed what? Multiple times. But clear interval got executed how many times? Only once when the component is what? Tell me guys, component what? It will take one. No problem. You can give. No. Good. That is the set interval, clear interval. Tell me what about set interval? Tell me first. Set interval to write the logic. That logic executed multiple times. Within the time gap is how much time gap you given, that much time gap that logic executed. When you want to stop that logic, what we have to do? There is a set interval for the starting purpose, clear interval for the what purpose? That is like starting and what? Stop. Clear interval and what? Set interval. Clear interval and what? Set interval, right? That is called use effect. Tell me guys, the use effect, if you write the return statement, then when this code executed? inside the use effect, if you write this logic here, this logic executed, then the component is what? Component mounting stage. What stage, ma? Component mounting stage. Inside the use effect, if you write this line, return statement here, this code executed what? Tell me, guys, this code executed what? This code executed. Tell me when the component is what? Unmounted. What stage, guys? Mount unmounting. Unmount is removed from where? Dog. That is called use effect. Use effect, this logic executed component staging. Some people ask the question, use effect book, the logic executed automatically, very nice. There's a component what? Mounting stage. But unmounting stage, if I want to execute some logic, then what we have to do? We have to write the code inside what statement? Anyway, set interval purpose is what? Tell me. Set interval means what? Write the logic, that logic execute what? Keep on. How can you stop the logic? To stop the logic, clear interval, right? How to stop the logic means what? Clear interval. Because you please look into this code once. Just we know every line of code already. You don't, if any new code, new explanation required, I will give the explanation. Just you can check the code. So you are able to understand because last React 2 days are completed, right? So you should know this import statement function is what? Test 2. I think he is taking what? Time, what state here? Use state. I think he is taking the use effect hook. In the use effect, he is writing what? This is a use effect logic. What is the use effect logic? He is writing set interval. What logic, ma? Set interval. Use effect, this is a logic. In the use effect, he is doing what, ma? Set interval. What the interval tell me here? He is setting the time. Setting what? Time. How much time is setting here? Previous time arrow, previous time plus 1. It means this code executed like how much time gap here? 1 second time gap, the code is what? Keep on executed. Tell me, guys, that is like, return statement I written. Return statement I written like, arrow function. What the function I written here? Clear interval. So this is like set interval. This is like what? Clear interval. Set interval and what? Clear interval, right? Exactly. Okay, this is like setting the time. This is like setter method setting the time. The time is what? Keep on increasing, right? That time only I'm printing in what? Return statement. Inside what statement? Return statement, we are printing what? Time. We know that return statement, and this is what? React, what you can say? Fragment. The React fragment, you can write what? Something like H1 if you want. Just you can close the, what here? Close the React fragment. And this is H1 tag, and you can take what? This is the H1 tag. Here in the console, what is printing? Tell me. In the console, what is printing? Just is printing what? Time. Printing what? Time. Who is setting this time? Who is setting the time? Set interval setting the time. Hey, who is setting the time? You taken the use state variable time. Who is setting this time is set interval. Who is setting the time? Set interval. The set interval logic, this logic executed what? Keep on. That logic executed what? That logic always execute, right? We are stopping, always executing. Always executing. Tell me when this return statement executed, tell me. When the component is mounting, unmounting stage. Unmounting stage, that code execute, right? Unmounting is what? Removed from? Exactly. Unmounting stage, you are calling the clear interval, right? Calling what? Clear interval. Okay, just this code is printing what? Just time. Time is initially what? Initially use state how much? Initially 0. Then it is calling what method? Set interval. Keep on is what? Increasing. How much time gap here? 1 second time gap, increasing the value, right? How much time gap? 1 second time gap is increasing means then what output will get here? Time. Tell me, time 1, time 2, time 3. Like that you'll get the output. So you can just refresh. That is the value here. Yeah, that is the value you will get. Time is how much, ma? 1, 2, 3, 4. That is because of increasing what function? Set interval keep on executing, right? Keep on what? Use effect could execute automatically. Set interval is executing now. Set interval executing. When the return statement executed, stop interval, clear interval. Unmounting means here I didn't write the proper logic for that. Just you can refresh the browser. Refresh means what? Component is unmounted and mounted, right? Sir, no, component is what? Unmounted. If I refresh means what? Component is reloaded. Reload means what? Unmounted. Unmounted what? Mounted. Unmount time is what happened? Tell me. Unmount time. Clear interval means what? Again, it starts from. Again, it starts from like that. You can refresh. Now we'll get the time is what? 0, 1, 2, 3, like that. But here I written the logic like this. For the clear interval should be executed only when the component is what? Unmounted. The component is what? But we should not write the code like that. You take the exam timer. Exam what? Timer. Print the like 1 to like 60 seconds as you. After 60 seconds, once it is done, you call the clear interval. Here I called clear interval after 60 seconds when the unmounted. That is I done the refresh option. But we should do the refresh when the count becomes 50. When the count becomes what? 60. Count becomes what? When the count becomes the 60, we need to do what? Clear interval. That you call using if condition. If what? Timer. Tell me guys, if timer is what? If time is double equal to 60 or whatever it may be, you write the condition. That time you clear the interval. That time you clear what? Interval. But here I am clearing the interval when the condition matched when I component unmount time. Component unmount time. It means what? When I refresh. Refresh means what? Reloading. Refresh means what? Okay. How many JavaScript functions we done total here? 2. One is the set interval purpose is what? To write the logic. That logic is what? Keep on executing. When it is stopped, when the clear interval is executed. Nice. But here I am writing the clear interval for the specific condition or component reloading. Component reloading. But you should write the condition like when the timer is becomes the what you can say 60 seconds or 1 hour. After 1 hour, we need to stop the time. Stop the timer means what? Tell me, stop the timer. Stop the timer means what? Clear the interval. Then we have to clear the interval when the timer becomes what? Timer becomes how many functions total we got? 2. One is second one is clear. Set interval purpose is what? The code executed. Keep on executing your code. Keep on executing. When it is stopped, clear interval will stop the what you can set interval function, right? Yeah. Again, it's starting from the 0 onwards, right? Exactly. Clear? That is very important, guys. See, when you write this type of code, you please take care about what the braces. Python students, you take care about the braces or not? Braces. Five, 6 lines of code means it's not a problem. Just maybe you written maximum 5, 6 lines, maximum 10 lines. Okay, but one line, if you write the 100 lines or 200 lines of code, when you write the more lines, we need to take care about what? Step by step process. Then we need to handle the data. First, you need to write the use effect. In real time, how we'll write the code, first you'll start with use effect. I know that use effect hook to write the 2 arguments. One is the logic and one is what? Second one is the array. Empty array is there. That's what, guys. First argument directly will put the comma first. Write the 2 things here, put the comma. Array will put the arrow and put the square bracket here. Put what? Square bracket. Like that, we will write the code. Just you can put the brace here and close the brace. Up to this one is the brace is related to what? Use effect. Under the use effect logic, what I written? Let recursive function, what I call here? Set interval. Again, set interval function is there. Again, set interval function is taking how many arguments? 2 arguments. What the first argument? Logic. Second argument is what? Timer. We will write the code like this, guys. The brain should work, like basic common sense should work. That he can put the basis arrow. And again, this is the logic for bottom set interval. See, this is the logic for what? Set interval. This is the logic for what? Use effect. Like that, we should have the clarity. Here, like set the data. Set the data. That's it. So this is the logic related to Set. A logic is inside what? Where? Inside what? Yeah, when the course will be Saturday. Yes, this Saturday the course will finish. Enough. Let's set interval is what we can write the what we can say. This logic is there in the use effect, and this logic is there in the set interval. And set interval also expecting how many arguments? Two arguments. One is the logic, one is the timer. One is what? Timer. Use effect also expecting how many arguments? Two arguments. One is the logic. This is the logic. Second one is what? Array. Second one is what? Array. That code. Then you will have to get a clarity. You get the clarity. If you not write the code like that, then you will think about what? You will write the code somewhere like use effect. What use effect. ఇక్కడ ఒక బ్రేస్ ఉంది, తర్వాత ఏముంది, ఇంకో బ్రేస్ పెట్టాలి, రెండు బ్రేస్లు కాదు, ఇట్లా రెండు బ్రేస్లు క్లోజ్ యారో, ఓకే, ఇట్లా రాస్తారు. ఇక్కడ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తారు. దేర్ వి స్టార్టెడ్, then what? You are writing like this. That is not going to work out. When you remember that, when you open the braces, that should be closed required. Open means closed immediately you have to do. Close immediately what? You have to do. This is opening means what? Closing. Then arrow function opening, closing. Braces means you put the two braces. Click on enter. Two braces we have to put immediately. You got the point? Huh? And one argument or two arguments immediately you have to write. Two arguments. Arguments values are available or not available. First you write the arguments. First write what? Arguments. But if you write the code like line by line means that is not good for the development. Not good for what? Development. You guys will write the code like this. Use effect, rendu braceలు, close, arrow, like that you will write. They like letter, recursive functions, set interval of what? Again like this you will write. If you write this is the code like that, you are not fit for the industry. Simple. Because you are doing what? Sequence manner, right? This is one way of writing the code, guys. Writing the code. Who don't want job? Who don't want job? They're not fit for the industry. You're already sagam. Summer holidays అనుకున్నా ఇది by day క్లాస్ వస్తున్నట్టున్నా వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారంటే పొద్దునొచ్చి సాయంత్రం రాలేదు. ఒంటి పొడబడి ఒంటి పొడబడి morning school is there, evening school is what? Not there. This type of coding is not good for the industry, guys. You should write the coding like if you want a job in real time, you should write the code. What is the way? You write the, tell me the code. What is the code? Use effect. You write the two arguments, comma, second argument is what? Empty array. First argument is what? Arrow function. Click on the arrow function like this. And second one is what? A recursive function. Set interval. Set interval expecting how many arguments? Two arguments. I see. I take in the braces. Click on enter the braces. Here you can put the arrow function. First argument. Again you put the logic. And second argument is what? Comma. 1000. We should write the code for the way you should know the concepts. You know what? If you write the code like that, you are good for the understanding purpose. Then I will miss you, sir. Good. Then that is the what data, guys? Use. Hey, how many functions is in total here? One is the set interval. Second one, at the point. What is the purpose of set interval and what? Clear interval functions. Set interval function is used to set interval function is used to repeatedly execute the specified task. Specified task at a regular intervals. Set interval, logics, interval time, and set interval expecting how many arguments? Two arguments. One is the logic, one is the interval time. Use effect expecting how many arguments? Two arguments. One is the logic, second one is the array. Interval time logic function. And set interval calls the provided function logic repeatedly after every interval second. Until what? Until how much time, guys? Until what? 60 seconds. ఇక్కడే ఉన్నారు కామెడీ ఏంటంటే అసలు అందరూ set interval the logic execute repeatedly given interval time. How many times executed? How many times executed? Infinite times. I'm asking how many times executed. How many times executed means? How many times executed? Set interval, keep on task executing. How many times? 60 seconds, nice. Yeah. Until we call what? Until we stop using clear interval. Until we stop using what? Clear interval. Clear interval. Scenario of set interval, clear interval in real time. In an exam time scenario, you can use the set interval to start the countdown. When timer exam start and clear interval stop the timer when the exam is what? Completed. Exam timers, guys. Sir, could you please tell me when the React goes start again? I don't know. You please complete the example. I written the basic example like timer display. This is exam timer, normal timer display now. But you give the 1 to 60 seconds. After 60 seconds, you say that your exam. See guys, starting exam timer. Time left. Time left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 60. Once the 60 completed, exam complete message you have to get. What we have to get? Exam completed. Just we can write the time. Use effect. See this code clear interval got executed when the component is unmount. It means when you refresh. And all of you please execute this code. I want output like this. You do the example in the lab. In the lab, you please do this example. Step 3. Go for the timer. See the output here once. Exam timer, time left how many seconds? I start from 60 actually. Exam time, I want the message like that. Previously, clear interval, I counted unmount time. But now clear interval when the timer becomes 0. When the timer becomes what? 0. When the timer becomes a 0, when the timer becomes what? 0. Exam exam timer torturing exam. What exam? Torturing exam. Exam timer. Exam timer. When it becomes what? 0 time left. When the exam time left, 3, 2, 0. Time left during the exam is what? And code. You write the code. You know that how to increase the timer. You know that how to stop the timer. Just if condition, you write it down. You don't know that if condition also, I can't write it. Previously, I didn't write if condition when the timer is what? Updated when the component is unmount, refreshed. But now refreshed after 0 seconds, sir. After 0 seconds, simply can what? Please, Abhiram, I don't know Abhiram. The React start when it will start again. You can call to office once, they will tell you. Okay. Please take the screenshot after timer completed. You will join the React class again for you, sir. Join our That is output screen. Input screen is this one. First screen we have to show. Once that it becomes a 0, that second string has to come saying that what? Exam is completed. Exam is what? How much time it will take? 1 minute. Like that, you can make the one number and only time change, right? But we have to change. Just you have to change the time. Seconds down, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that is a concept, guys. Then clear the interval when the component is what? Mount or unmount? Unmount. Here just you can write the refresh. Empty array means what? Empty dependency array to run once, unmount, clean up one, unmount. Hey, what are the classical component lifecycle phases? mounting stage, component did mount got executed, component did mount and component did mounting stage and unmounting stage. First one, mounting means what component is loading time, unmounting means what component is unloading time. Removed from the DOM, added to the DOM. What about component update? Component update. When the component did update executed here, component did update. When the component did update executed, when the state changes are hey, what is the difference between set timeout and set interval? What is the tell me a difference between set timeout and set interval? Did you remember set timeout, right? Set timeout చెప్పాం కదా అప్పుడు. We discussed set timeout, right? Tell me, guys, what is the difference set time mode and set diff? Hmm? Hey, set time mode also I given how many arguments? Two arguments. Set intervals how many arguments? What is the difference? Set time mode also executed set time mode. The logic executed after that second only, right? Here also the logic executed after that second only, right? Exactly. Good. A set time mode is executed. The logic should execute after time only one time. Set time mode is what? Set time mode. The logics are executed. How many times? Only once. Then the time is what? When the time is over. The time is what? Over. What about set time out? Set interval. The logic executed. Set time out logics are executed. Yeah, set time out logics are executed only once. Once the time is what? Done. What about set interval? Logics are execute repeatedly. Execute a function logic repeatedly. Uh, Specific intervals. Intervals means intervals. Specific intervals means what? Intervals. Interval and we are not that interval. This interval. Time gap. Set time mode and set interval. Set time mode logic execute only once the time is over. I think 404 error page we discussed, right? That time 404 error coming after 5 seconds, navigate to what? Home page. That is set time mode. Set time mode is executed how many times? So logic execute only once the time is over. Time over అయినాకే కదా టైం ఉండేనా టైం ఓవర్ అయినాక but set interval execute the function what repeatedly with a function time delay until until the uh, until the clear interval called. Until the clear interval is what? Called. You please finish that code, guys. Himani sir, how to display the hours, minute, second format that you have to do. Yes, you print it. Himani, you know how to print the seconds means you can make it hours. Second means 1 second. 1 second into 60 seconds equal to 1 hour. 60 seconds equal to 1 minute. 60 minutes equal to 1 hour. You make it is into 60, you can do it. Yeah, and I feel that's all for today class. Evening we will meet. Bye.